Hari Om Namaste. Welcome to Swan Yoga Retreat. I'm here today with one of the founders, Shivendraji. We'll be talking about some of the misconceptions about yoga, what is yoga overall. You'll get some takeaways how this ancient tradition can still help you in your daily life in the modern world, full of all responsibilities, relationships, and everything there is. We'll be talking about the concept of yoga and totality, and last but not least, what is love, yoga of the heart. Hari Om Shivendraji.
Hari Om Ji, Hari Om, welcome.
So, coming from a world where suddenly, out of nowhere, yoga was everywhere, a question I always ask myself is, what's the difference in the types of yoga they're offered? Like, what type of yoga do you do here at Swan?
Very good question. But before that, I respond to it. May I ask you a question?
Sure.
If I ask you, what type of human are you? How would you respond? Exactly. You see?
Yeah.
So this kind of question is asked by people who are not really versed with yoga, who are very new in the field of yoga. Yoga per se, in modern time, in today's world, especially in the West, is promoted like selling material, A lot of people are considering yoga as a sports, as a physical exercise thing, so that they can remain fit and healthy physically. So they are thinking that there are different types of, gyms, there's different types of exercise, so there are different types of yoga. The question should be asked that, what is yoga? If somebody who knows yoga is maybe eligible to ask this question, what type of yoga? In fact, the person who knows yoga will not ask this question. So that means if somebody asks, that person has not yet touched yoga.
So may I ask you then, what is yoga?
Yes, please. Yes, you please do ask. And I'm glad to share whatever little knowledge I have, or what till yoga is an ocean, and whatever I have touched, very little, I can share that. But for whatever little I know, we can distribute or divide yoga into two parts. One is the spiritual, one is the practical for this world. So yoga is nothing but Atma Sakshatkar, means it is a self-realization. Yoga is for self-realization, to understand who am I, who are you, what is my true identity and reality, how I can understand my true nature. That is yoga, the spiritual aspect of it. So this is basically an inner journey, going inwards and finding my own real self. So that is yoga. What is yoga in the modern times? The practical is how to be in harmony with the body, with the mind, with the emotion. Means how to be in complete harmony with the self, with others, and the nature around. So it starts with your own body. How to be healthy, right? So yoga starts with the practical terms like this. But even people who are, so-called exposed to yoga or have been practicing yoga, and to my surprise, some are even yoga teachers for many years, and their knowledge is also restricted to the body. And even the body, which body? For them, yoga is just benefiting the tangible things. They are not understanding the value, the strength, the power of intangible. So we have to understand, like a lot of people are doing yoga as a physical exercise. So how to be fit, healthy, flexible, lose weight, like this. And we can go on like this, some more benefits like this physical level. But understand, what is this body? This body is like a car or a banana. How do we eat banana? We peel the banana and then we eat. So this is our body. We are obsessed with the outer layer. This is the protective layer. Important, but how important? We do not survive because of this protective layer. We survive because all the important organs are inside our body that we do not see, fortunately or unfortunately. Our lungs, kidney, intestine, liver, heart, everything is inside. Because of that we survive, right? So unfortunately we do not see, so we do not give so much importance or focus to that. So yoga starts with that. It's like a car, try to understand, where you clean every day the outer layer, it is shiny, but we are not focusing about the engine. What happened? The fuel is not correct, the engine is not working. Then doesn't matter how clean we are from outside. This is not yoga, when you are just cleaning the outer layer all the time, right? So besides this, we survive because of something called prana. Prana is also wrongly misunderstood by people as oxygen. Now, prana contains oxygen, but it is much more than that. Like somebody dies, you keep supplying oxygen, will he survive? No. When prana leaves the body, nothing can be done, right? But we don't see that, so we don't focus on that. But we, in our life, what is more intangible that we don't see, we cannot see or touch, has more direct and powerful, strong impact in our lives than the things that we see, like this outer layer of this body. So yoga is focusing on those layers that is more important. And what is more important? Your mind, your prana, your internal organs, right? So focusing on the mind is more important in yoga. It's all about controlling the mind. Just imagine if there is war going on, there's two kingdoms, and the war going on. So you have two armies fighting with each other, and their armies are killing each other, the soldiers. You kill two, then this replaced by two more, you kill two more, replaced by two more, kill two more replaced. But if you capture the king, the army surrenders. That king is no one but the mind. If you control the mind, everything will be fall in place.
So the army is the body?
Yes. See, the body is just a follower of the mind. Your mind says, buy this. Mind likes something, you buy this. Body wears this, body eats that. You say, oh, mind says, let's go to Swan Yoga. Let's go to Goa. Let's go to Swan Yoga. Body follows. Mind say, body follows. So, and we are obsessed with the follower. So what will happen? Yoga is controlling the controller, that is the mind. So if you control the mind, if you make mind your best friend, it will take very good care of your body, more than you think. So it's all about controlling the mind, becoming friends with the mind. So that is yoga. But yes, in the modern time, it starts with the body. I welcome that also. It's like, you come to a house where you think the first room as this, the complete house. But slowly and slowly you get to know, oh, there is more bedrooms, drawing rooms, kitchen, bathrooms, balconies. Then you understand, oh, there are much more than this, just the room. Okay.
So talking about the outer layer, also the physical part, you just mentioned that it's the entrance, and that's also the way I experienced it, and a lot of people are experiencing it. Do you agree with it that yoga in totality always starts that way, or what do you say yoga in totality is? Like, does this has to be the start, or there's other options?
Yeah, that's the welcoming step. You take the first step, thinking about your body, the outer layer. Still, it is just the beginning. And yes, you have entered, but do not stop there. This is just the beginning. And slowly you get to know there is much more to learn, to understand, that impact our lives. If you really want to be healthy, just think, somebody like the modern approach of yoga. So what is yoga? As you said, there are two traditions. One is the traditional yoga and one is the modern yoga, right? When we say traditional yoga, tradition doesn't mean something old. This is very important to be understood. What is tradition? Tradition means unbroken chain or lineage. So it's not something that is just old. It is unbroken from there, coming directly from thousands of years. through a lineage, through a chain, and that is called the Guru Shishya Parampara. Guru is the spiritual master, Shishya is the disciple, spiritual seeker, and Parampara is tradition, the unbroken chain. So to understand yoga, we have to understand many things. If we do not understand what is Guru, you have no concept of what is yoga. So this is so important. So what is a Guru? Guru is not your teacher or a football coach. No, Gurus are spiritual masters. They are not enhancing skills to survive in the world. Gurus are there to remove the ignorance. Gu and Ru. Gu means the darkness, the ignorance. Ru means remover. So the one who removes the ignorance, darkness from our life is called Guru. That's why Guru is very important. Actually, Guru is paramount in all our spiritual traditions of India. Whether it's yoga or Tantra, Guru is very important, because Guru who preserved all this knowledge, who shared, transmitted orally and through generations, it is coming in this tradition. So, if you are talking about yoga, so we say that it is very important to have a Guru. Without Guru, it is very difficult to have the complete or so-called yoga in totality knowledge. Because Guru is there to guide you, to help you, because he has been there, done that. He has experienced, he has walked on the same path that we are trying to, start. So this is very important. Modern approach is, because we are a kind of, or it is promoted like this actually, as a tool that gives you a lot of physical benefits. So people think if I am physically very healthy, I am very content, peaceful, happy. This is a big myth. And that's what they are doing. They are, mixing the physical part of yoga, that is called asana, with dance. So asana plus dance, asana plus aerobics, asana plus gymnastics, and so on. So what you are getting, you can be body beautiful. But the people who are body beautiful are really very happy, content, peaceful in life? I don't think so. There are many who are very flexible, very healthy. But that is not the aim of life, to be happy. Aim of life means to be happy, to be content, to be peaceful.
So if I imagine to be one of our listeners right now and I go to my weekly yoga class, I understand you right, I can continue going to that weekly yoga class, but I should just have a look beyond that also.
Most certainly, yes. Whatever you are doing is very good, is welcoming. Of course, you continue with that, but try to enhance your knowledge, understanding of yoga. First of all, it's very important to understand, if possible, try to find the origin. Unless we know the origin, the purpose, from where, why, we will never understand yoga, So, it's like you have a car, you just clean, and you don't use this car for anything. What is the purpose?
So you're allowed to keep cleaning the car, but
yes.
Also worry about the engine, maybe.
And you take it. What is the purpose of the car? It is a medium that takes you from one place to another.
Yes.
This is the purpose of the car, not just to make it beautiful and keep it at the same place every day. So what is the purpose of yoga? Purpose of yoga is that to take care of all your ignorance and problems of life, including the body. But we are thinking this body, to be honest, body is really that big problem. What is the bigger problem of life? We have, of course, we have health issue, but not only physical health issue, we have emotional issues, we have mental issues, we have stress issues, that is not limited to body. Then we have relationship issues, we have financial issues in life, we have social issues, we have many issues in life. So if I am body beautiful, will it take care of all the issues, problems of life? I don't think so. But yoga is the answer to that. Yoga is to take care of all the issues, problems of life. People can get surprised, how? No, what are you talking? I go to the gym, I do everyday yoga. How can I take care of all the problems of my relationship problems?
Yeah.
My other social problems? Yes, it can.
So I also like the definition you mentioned earlier, that yoga is about the relationship to ourselves, to others, and to the nature. So would you say relationship in this case means love? And what does how does yoga define this relationship, and how does yoga define love?
See, love is to be understood two ways. First of all, I would say, to be honest, is my personal feeling, but I don't think that people have any understanding of love anymore in today's world. We do not know what is love. We just think that we know. We also say it just happens. When we talk about love, mostly it is understood as a relationship between two couples. That is what love is all about. See, maybe a very new definition or idea what I'm going to say, but if you contemplate, then you can understand. Love in that way, if you are between two couples or anyone, love is always one dimensional. It is never from both sides. It can never happen two dimensional. How? For example, I love you. If I love you, this is one-sided. Love is always one-sided, not both-sided. And you also love me because I love you, then this is not love. You may also love me, but not because I love you. If you love me because I love you, then that is not love. You are getting it? I love you means your happiness is my happiness. I do not wish anything from you, then that is love. If I am expecting anything, then that is not love. That is a transaction happening. It's like we are playing tennis. I play one shot, then you play one shot. This is not love. In modern times, this is love. So what is love in modern times? I, the ego, love you. I, the ego, love you. So it is your responsibility to make me happy, to keep me happy, to do everything that will make me happy because I love you.
Yeah.
So this is not love.
Something that's just coming to my mind, that people often say these days, that to love others, you have to love yourself. Do you agree with that?
Unless you love yourself, you can't love others.
And how do you know you love yourself?
Yes, very good. Modern times say, do what you love, you'll be happy.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to choosing your job and career.
Yes, anything, your girlfriend, boyfriend, all this. Anything that you're doing, your dancing, your hobbies, your anything. So, it's a very good question. How do we love ourselves? How do we know how we love ourselves, or how can we love ourselves? Knowledge is superior to action. Knowledge is superior to action. The person without knowledge, I think that person cannot love himself or herself. An ignorant person, because that person will not know the difference between the turmoil and peace. Somebody doesn't know the difference between what is peace, what is turmoil. That person cannot understand love. The person cannot understand peace, cannot understand love. Let me explain you. If somebody is born, all of us are born, body has its own dharma. Body follows the dharma. It grows, stagnant, decay, Hari Om Tat Sat, we die. Okay, the body dies. In between, what happens? We have many desires. At 5 years, we have different desires. We want chocolate, we want ice cream, we want toys. At 15, we have different desires. We want some relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, all this. some sports. At 25 we have different desires, we chase that. At 35 we have different desires, we try to chase that. So at different age we have different desires and we are chasing and we just die. And unfortunately we cannot fulfill all our desires. We will never win against our desires, this material desires. Why? Because the quality of desire is multiplies. We fulfill one desire, we have two more. We'll fulfill two more because we think if I fulfill this one desire, I'll be happy. The moment I fulfill one, two desires comes. No, if you fulfill this two, then you'll be happy. Then 4, then 16, then
I've
64.
been there, I think.
We all go through that process because this is the modern world. This is how most of us are raised. So in the life with her desires, understanding love is impossible. To go beyond the desires, your own self desires for the material gains, that person only can reach or understand love. In life, going beyond a desire is love. To understand this, we all have need, right? To survive, to do things, and there are desires. So need and desires, there is a battle going on. We do not know the difference between need and desire. We think that all our desires are our needs. We consider desires as needs, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So there is no end to it. As I said, the desire multiplies. So we have one desire, it becomes two. Now I think I have two needs. I don't understand that these are desires, not needs. So first of all, we have to understand. We have to be aware. We have to be watchful. We have to have the capacity to check and control the need and desire.
So needs, it's just the basic things that keep us alive, like talking about water, food, or whatever? Or is it also need what I feel like I emotionally need to have people around me? Is this a need or a desire?
Both. Everything has both angles. There is a very thin line. We don't know when we cross. We have physical needs, we have emotional needs, we have social needs, we have financial needs, we have, all other sorts of needs also. But there are desires also in all fields. So when we cross that, we don't understand. It's not like desires are this side and needs are that side. It's not like that. These are all part of our life. In every aspect, we have need and desire, right? So to love, I always say, to have a meaning, purpose of life. Don't go by chasing desires. If you love yourself, if you truly love yourself, then you will have a purpose in life. Make yourself useful for yourself and for the others. If you really love yourself, then you have a purpose of life. You understand that. And we follow our spiritual tradition. The Vedas say what is the purpose of life? Is moksha. Moksha is known by different words like nirvana, kaivalya. What is moksha? Moksha is also misunderstood. Moksha is that to get rid of all the ignorance and sufferings of life. To live very happy, peaceful life. This is moksha. And there is immense, absolute possibility in all of us. The potential is there to attain that liberation, that happiness, that peace. Right?
So this moksha or purpose, is it like, whenever I think of it, I tend to think it has to be something really big. Is it that way, or can it be little things in daily life that define this?
Well, it's a step-by-step thing. You cannot just think of achieving just the goal. The journey itself is important. Destination is moksha, but the process is yoga. So yoga is this, the process to attain moksha, liberation, to get rid of all our ignorance and problems of life. So if we have the self-love, how can I have the self-love? There is only one desire that can fulfill all other desires, Because we have so many desires. There should be one desire, not that fulfill all other desires, right? This is the magic.
Easy.
This is the magic. This is the life. And that desire to have desire for liberation. What is liberation? Again, I said, to get rid of all the ignorance and problems of life. So if we love ourselves, then there should be one purpose of life. And that purpose is nothing but moksha. Yoga shows the way. So this is very highly spiritual talk we are talking right now. But in practical terms also, if you love yourself, so you have to do things that is good for you and the people around you. If you love yourself, that means you are doing something that is good for your body, for your emotion, for your mind, and the people around also. Because we all are interdependent on each other. We are not independent creatures. We are social animals. We have to understand. And we all are interdependent even for our happiness. I am doing everything right for myself. It doesn't mean I will be happy in life. So unless there are people all around and we are trying something to create equal opportunities for them in life, then that world will be like this. Then we can talk about peace and happiness, like this. But so if you love yourself in practical terms, have a purpose goal in life. And if you respect yourself, then you have a discipline in life.
If I'm listening to this right now and I'm like thinking, I really want to get that purpose, what would be the one next step you can recommend? To achieve that purpose, or to find that purpose.
That is, we are talking about a very spiritual thing. Because yoga, to be honest, it was for the seekers. It was not for everybody. What I am saying, everybody says, what are you talking? Yoga is for everybody. No. Yoga is for seekers. Not you are promoting yoga, come to yoga, come to yoga. The value of yoga is lost. Because then what happens? Yoga becomes your physical exercise. Don't tell me I will be happy if I am physically fit. This is what people think, because ego dominates our life. We don't want to hear from others. I know what is good for me. Everybody thinks what is good for them, and everybody is trying to do, yet none are happy. Why?
Talking about what is good for you, I sometimes struggle to even tell what is good for me and what is not good for me.
Yes, so that's why I say knowledge is very important. Because common people, we cannot differentiate between pleasure and happiness.
Yeah.
So what we perceive as happiness is actually pleasure. That is momentary, and with pleasure comes pain. Buy one, get one free.
And you get like this.
Yes, the whole life is like, the graph is like this. Pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain. Like
going
this.
Up and down.
Yes, going up and down. So unless we are able to differentiate, and how we can do this? Through viveka. What is viveka? In modern times, the most hated word is discrimination. But in a spiritual world, the most important word is discrimination, the power of discrimination. So what is power of discrimination? Discrimination doesn't mean here to differentiate between person to person. Here the power of discrimination means to choose what is right for me. The clarity of thoughts to discriminate between pleasure and happiness, not to falling into the trap and going for happiness. So what is pleasure? In a simple word, I can describe you in simple way. Pleasure is dependent on a person, place, things, events. If I have that person, I'll be happy. I'm dependent. I have this job, I'll be happy. If I have this money, I'll be happy. If I have this, I'll be happy. I cannot be happy because I am dependent on that. And everything that I am dependent can change. Everything is changing, constantly. In this world, material world, change is the only constant thing. Change is the only constant thing in this practical world. And I am dependent on something that is changing all the time. How I can be happy? So it is very important to understand both point of view, the spiritual, very deeper, and the practical. So first people should come to the practical step by step, because to understand the spiritual meaning is not easy, because we have been raised differently. The modern times say that, okay, everyone, first of all, we are in the race from the childhood. You have to prove yourself, you have to excel yourself, you have to do better than others, Spiritual life says, yoga life says that there's nothing to be achieved. We can't achieve actually anything. We can't prove anything. Everything can be achieved that is required to be happy, content in life. Everything has been proved. We can't achieve sun, we can't achieve moon, we can't achieve air, we can't achieve fire, we can't achieve water. So what are we trying to achieve? Everything has been achieved and given to us in a platter to enjoy, to celebrate life. Life is a celebration. We are all guests here to enjoy life, but we are here permanent. This accumulation, 5-year plan, 10-year, 20-year, 50 years, oh my God, so many things. Nobody knows what will happen even next second. But our plans are like for generations. So, no, planning is not wrong, but non-acceptance is the problem. Maybe we are a little not diverting because it's a vast topic, so maybe we can go here and there also. It's a vast topic we are covering. We are talking about yoga.
Yes, please.
Then we are talking about life.
Yeah.
Because now if you are talking about yoga, then that yoga is life. And life covers everything, all aspect. So people who are just thinking yoga as I want to be body beautiful, I have explained them. This you have just entered. The moment you ask that what type of yoga you do, I say what type of human you are. If you can able to reply, then I can. So how somebody will react to this? Just think. If somebody say that, okay, what type of human are you? I feel the same way if somebody asks, what type of yoga you do? So please, I wish to say that, please, open my eyes. What is yoga? What do you mean by what type of yoga? That means you have all understood yoga, what in totality. Then only you can talk, no. That, okay, what type of yoga? I know yoga, there are these types. So somebody asks that what type of human are you? You'll be surprised. Huh? What kind of question is this? Maybe you can say that, where are you from? You ask this. What do you ask? Where are you from? You don't ask what type of human you are, because you are from this country or this race or this, like this. So similarly, somebody may ask, somebody who is really into yoga will not ever ask this kind of question, but may ask that what tradition you follow, like this lineage you follow. We talk about this, not type.
Yeah. So hearing all of this, it does not sound like we can just talk for 30 more minutes and it's done.
I need at least 24 hours.
Okay.
We all need 24 hours to understand the basics of yoga and life. Yes, but anyway, yes.
And obviously Swan has like a purpose
Yes.
to bring these teachings out into the world. Do you mind sharing a few things about it?
Yes, see, we believe that we are just the medium. Whatever we have received, gained the knowledge of the science of yoga, coming through our gurus, generations, we are just the medium passing through this knowledge, So we believe in that. So the main purpose of yoga, the Swan here is that, to create awareness about yoga, that what actually is yoga, and to break some myths that is not limited to your body. It is much more than that. So we have this tagline nowadays, you say, no, yoga beyond asana. And then we have different tags, we use that. So yoga beyond asana, yoga in totality, living yoga. Okay. So for that people come here, and of course we are trying to share through various programs, including retreat, teacher training programs like this. And the purpose is the same. Even if you come for a week, we try to share the same thing. But if you come for the course, you go deeper in that. So you really can understand the concept of yoga, the origin of yoga, the tradition of yoga, the practices of yoga, the vast ocean with complete depth of knowledge about how to live life, how to lead a very peaceful, healthy, spiritual life. That's what the purpose is, to share that wisdom. And by the blessings of our Guru, almost all, not of course everyone, but almost all who came here felt that what we are trying to share can really transform their lives. And we are so blessed, feel so blessed that some of them are really, people come here as guests, but they go back as friends and families. So this is success to us. This is what Swan does, and we feel that is success to us. When you go back, not remain a guest, and then people keep coming every year, some of them, and they say that, and you know that, they don't write reviews.
If you're listening, please do.
I don't say that, but I'm just sharing this. Nowadays, it's the different time.
Yeah.
But for us, this is success, that people are coming and they say that this has really transformed, changed their life, the way they now do things. It has created a lot of awareness about self, about their mental, physical, emotional well-being, how to deal with situations of life, is very important. So this is what we are trying to share, and a lot of people who have been teaching, there are many teachers who came and also benefited.
So people who are already teaching yoga and came still to join a yoga teacher training course.
Yes. So there are many teachers actually who have been teaching, and they have studied at various places, and they were already in teaching for many years also, and they have come and benefited. So we welcome everybody, because this is very important to understand yoga in its true sense.
So mentioning this, it doesn't mean I have to be teaching to come to the yoga teacher training?
Not. You can be a beginner as well. So it is like, because we go into depth. So as I said, somebody is teaching also with a very limited knowledge.
Yeah.
So if they come and they experience, understand the vast ocean of this yoga, so it benefits all, whether you are a beginner or a yoga seeker, a practitioner or a teacher.
So even if I've never been to a yoga class, would you recommend me coming, or are there limitations?
Absolutely. In fact, I would welcome. Why? Because your first experience is the authentic one. So you will not deviate in life about yoga. The clarity of thoughts will be much more than the normal common people. This is what yoga can do. So yes, of course, all are welcome here.
So you're welcoming beginners to Swan. Do you also welcome beginners to the teacher training course, or should they have some experience?
Yeah, either way, people are normally ask that, that how or what they should study or learn, practice before coming to join this kind of course. So I actually believe that you just do some changes in your lifestyle, that's it. I'm not wanting you to do any practice or so-called asana practice or yoga means, or reading any books or such.
Talking about
if you can, yes.
Talking about asana, you're referring to the physical.
Yeah, the physical part of yoga, that is known as asana, that is known as yoga in modern world. So what I will suggest that just change your little bit of lifestyle, sleep early, eat on time, wake up early, because when you come here for a course like this, you have a very fixed routine. You have to wake up early in the morning. So, the body should get used to that. That is the thing I can say. Come with the open heart. I always say that when you come here, two things you need actually. Whatever prior experience you have, actually we want you to get rid of that. That's not the right word. Past experience we respect, but leave that aside. Because see, if you are coming with a cup full of your experiences, if we share our experience, it's already full, the cup is full, it will spill out. So when it is empty, so I say empty your cup Empty your cup before coming to Swan. That is more important than what you are gaining even more. Maybe you read something wrong. Maybe you get knowledge something that is not, correct. So we have to remove that
Most
also
likely
first.
that's the case, no?
So we have to get removing that also. We said do not do anything. Just come with emptying your cup and with your open heart. And yes, change your lifestyle discipline a little bit. Start eating healthy. Start, or maybe you can start sitting like this. Yes, this I can recommend because this is very important. See, asana word, people also get confused. Asana basically doesn't mean physical posture. People translate it, asana means physical posture. Now, asana means seat. When somebody come to our house in our tradition, Indian tradition, we say, have a seat, have a asana, means have a seat. Asana means seat. So, sitting is asana. What I am doing is I am doing asana. But people get confused.
So it's sitting like this, start yoga?
Sitting, yes. yes. That is, I'm doing yoga. But in modern times, I'm not doing yoga if I'm sitting like this, unless I am upside down. I have some, very upside down headstand or shoulder stand or that kind of thing. Then I'm true yogi. I'm real yogi because I do acrobatic asanas and I put that, take pictures and then develop my or fulfill my ego. Then I am a true yogi. So asana is the physical part that is very important. Again, if I am saying this, doesn't mean this is not important. It's very, 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 very important. Asana is very, very, very important. But it is the beginning. It is a step towards the higher yoga. Not restricting, limiting ourselves to that. So people coming here, they should start practicing sitting like this, waking up early in the morning, not engaging too much into the internet, social media, so that you start living without that unnecessary things for a month here or whatever days you are here, concentrating, focusing more on the things that you have come for. So this is very important. Yes, that's what is required, we feel, before coming to Swan for any courses.
It sounds quite doable, but then doing it is obviously always the challenge.
Yes, of course. So, if anything comes easy, we don't respect that. This is the reality of life. So, achieving a certain purpose or goal through yoga, if it comes so easy, you will not respect that. Why you are respecting yoga? Because the aims are very high and it takes very strong willpower, determination to achieve that. And that tests our endurance, our patience. We all have that. The thing is that we all have that potential. We only have to believe and have a discipline to achieve that. So yoga helps in that, realizing your own potential, nothing from outside. Everything is inside. Realizing that own potential that is present within, that is yoga. It is defined in a various ways. Yoga, I always say that, if you do not know about the spiritual aspect, even this practical sense, even in practical sense, you have to understand at least this level, that your mind plays more important role in your life than your body. Your prana plays more important role than your body. So body is important, but more important within this body is your mind, the prana. So take care of those things, and yoga helps take care of those things. So even taking care of those things will lead you to greater success in life. And greater success means all aspects of success. So that is very important. Yeah.
So you cleared up with a lot of misconceptions I and probably a lot of other people had about yoga. There's one thing that is still on my mind, and that's called Tantra. I know you... There's one thing that I think we still should be talking about, and that's called Tantra. So maybe you can just share a few insights on how this concept is meant in its tradition and how it's lived today, or like how people misunderstand it today?
Well, I am not a very, myself, I'm not a, Tantra is a very vast world, and my knowledge is very limited to this. But yes, Tantra is highly misunderstood everywhere, whether it is in West or in India, I would say. So if you really want to understand Tantra, we have to understand that there are, what is the purpose of life, I just said, is moksha, liberation, to get rid of all the ignorance and sufferings of life. And there are 4 ways are described in our tradition. The 4 ways to attain moksha, liberation is: 1, through the right knowledge, jnana. Second is through right action, karma. And third is through bhakti. That is, we call it devotion, but I call it love, the path of love. Through love we can get realized, we can get rid of all our ignorance and sufferings. And fourth is through yoga, but yoga here means dhyana, meditation. So there are 4 ways to achieve liberation, attain liberation, to get rid of all our ignorance, problems, sufferings of life. So what is Tantra? Tantra is technique. The literal meaning of Tantra is also to weave. So what Tantra does, it weaves all the 4 paths of liberation, to achieve liberation, as one. It combines all the 4. So it is a spiritual engineering. Tantra is spiritual engineering. Tanoti trayate iti tantraha. So it is made of tanoti and trayate, 2 words. So tantra, tanoti trayate. Now, tanoti means expansion. Expansion of what? Consciousness. And trayate, tra, means liberation. Liberation of what? Energy. We have infinite potential energy within us. We call it Kundalini Shakti. So how to awaken that potential dormant energy? And how we have expansion of our consciousness. So this is Tantra. But what is happening because of this, thanks to the media, in the Western world, it is more sensual aspect of it. They think Tantra is very some sort of sensuality. And in India also, they think this as a black magic. So both are, on the wrong side. And so Tantra is another way to attain liberation, and the Hatha Yoga tradition is coming out of this roots in Tantra. So Tantra is a very effective way to attain moksha, liberation. This black magic, sensuality, if used in black magic cannot be used in a positive way per se, but it is only 1%, less than 1% of people. It is part of Tantra, but less than 1% of people are practicing it. Because see, if you practice Tantra or yoga, if you go higher, deeper into that, you attain certain psychic powers, the psychic powers you get, and how you are using that psychic powers. So somebody use the psychic powers for black magic also, that's less than 1%, but they cannot reach very higher. Very small amount of powers they get, and they get crazy. They can't handle that. So they start using that.
So they themselves can't handle it?
Yes, of course. Because, it's like, understand, somebody who has never seen money, give him just even $100, he will go crazy. And somebody who has seen money, he will use it for his own need, and other extra money he will for the welfare of others. He can tackle money. Not everybody can tackle money also. So similarly, not everybody can tackle the power. The little bit power they have, and they start, showing off that I have this power, but then they stop there. They become miserable themselves. So it is very important to have this bhakti that balances that. That's why devotion, bhakti is very important. Whenever we have ego, whether it's through these psychic powers or even through knowledge, knowledge is very dangerous. Why? Knowledge is not dangerous, sorry, but little knowledge is dangerous. When you walk into the path of knowledge, very high chances we develop ego. I know more, all others are morons, stupid around. High chances. What balances that? Bhakti. What is bhakti? A lot of people also have lack of knowledge about bhakti or devotion. They are saying, praying, chanting the name of God, singing kirtan is bhakti. Again, it's a small part of bhakti. It is one aspect of bhakti. What is the ultimate aspect of bhakti? Is love. And what is love? When you see the divinity in yourself, that you are the divine self yourself and in everyone around, then that is bhakti. In bhakti, there is no duality. You feel the pains of others as yours. You enjoy the joy of others as yours.
So this means there's no ego at all?
No. Then that is what bhakti kills the ego. And little knowledge brings up the ego. So that's why it should be combined with devotion. And that is what, when you say yoga and totality, bhakti is very essential. Because even the asana, the physical pose, even if you start doing good, you will start developing ego. I am better, I am more flexible, I am more stronger, I am more healthier, I am more beautiful.
Yeah.
Bhakti will take care of that. So a person without bhakti, it's very difficult to rise in the field of spirituality or yoga. Bhakti balances, that's why it's very important. So that aspect. Okay. So Tantra covers all. So it's a faster way to reach. Okay, like this. And of course, misconception is there because of the media and everything. They only will show only the things that can sell, creating kind of headlines, like this. It is very pure. Mantra is very essential to Tantra. All the concept of deities and the temples is concept of Tantra. People from outside India, they think that we follow yogic culture. In India, we have three cultures, traditions. We have this yogic tradition, we have the Vedic tradition, we have the Tantric tradition. People from outside, they think that we Indians follow yogic traditions, thanks to again those, media or whatever, movies. Like, people think that people in China everybody's doing Kung Fu. Who is doing Kung Fu in China? Nobody does Kung Fu. So I'm sorry to use this word. We don't follow the yogic tradition, so-called yogic tradition of physical asana. Indians by nature are more into these higher things of life. We are more spiritual in nature.
So we were talking about how I can start with yoga by following simple rules in life. Talking about all these spiritual aspects, is there one you think one should focus on if I want to start a spiritual journey? What's the most important one?
So I'll again elaborate a little bit about that. You say if somebody is a beginner of yoga. So again, beginner of yoga also means that you have a lifestyle changes. So food is very essential part of it. The food is very essential part of yoga and his life. So we have to take care of what kind of food we eat. And again, Ayurveda is also very important to understand. If you want to understand yoga, Ayurveda complements. Why? Because see, if we just talk about this food, then we will be very generic that this is a healthy food, this is a good food. Ayurveda doesn't believe in that. Why? Because we all are unique bodies. Nobody is like my body, nobody is like your body. We all are unique bodies, So it is very important to understand my body type. Accordingly, we should eat food because what is good for me not necessarily good for others. So there's nothing called healthy food as generic. It's a healthy food, but for whom? The Ayurveda starts with, if you're talking about food, what is a good food for you? So of course, first you should know your body type, accordingly you eat, and then what is good food? The food not necessarily that is high in nutrition. That is not necessarily the first criteria. What is the first criteria of a good food in Ayurveda? The food should be easy to digest. You should be able to digest that food easily without giving too much pressure to your system, digestive system. That is the number one criteria for a good food. Second is nutrition, and third, why not delicious? So food wise also you have to take care. If you're a beginner of yoga, so you're thinking that no, food is also important part. How do you think? How do you talk? Everything is yoga. We'll learn more when you come here, or maybe slowly will come. So this is how you begin. You start your physical, but lifestyle changes is very important, because it will not lead you to where it can lead you. It should lead you. And what the thing next are about the beginner and the spiritual aspect. Yes. Okay, very good. In spirituality, there are two things that is called the pillars of spirituality. This is called dharma and karma. Without understanding which, we cannot understand even yoga in totality. So this is very essential to understand dharma and karma. What is dharma? A lot of people think this is like a religion, Hindu dharma, Christian dharma, Islam dharma. No. In religion, what you have to have one God, one book, one chief place, one chief priest, one way of worship. Like you have Jesus Christ, we have Bible, you have Vatican, we have Pope, we have Sunday Mass, like you have Allah, you have Quran, you have Makkah Medina, we have Namaz. You cannot change it. You believe it or not, that's a different thing, but you cannot change it. But in dharma is nothing like there's one God or one book or one chief priest, or it's like this. We don't have this. So what is dharma? Dharyate iti dharma. So how to describe dharma? So the fragrance of the flower is dharma. The sweetness of the sugar is dharma. The energy of the sun is dharma. The heat of the fire is dharma. So what is dharma? It is beyond good or bad, right or wrong. It is the swabhav, the natural, the inherent nature that we are born with. And yoga helps to find that. Our own natural instinct, what we have. Not instinct, the attributes. Everybody aspires to be happy. None can unless we know and act according to our true nature. And that true nature is dharma. So everybody should follow their dharma. So how to know our dharma? Not by doing anything. Dharma is there inside already, but we are trying to find dharma. So we have to remove things. What is spirituality? See, try to understand. What is spiritual knowledge? There are two types of knowledge. One is the material knowledge, one is the spiritual knowledge. To understand dharma, we have to understand these many things. Everything are related, So the material knowledge is that it says that you are not perfect, you lack knowledge. I provide you knowledge and skills that you can use that skills to survive. Good. The spiritual knowledge say vidya. Vidya is the word, knowledge. Is that said? Sa vidyaya vimuktaye. The knowledge that liberates you is knowledge. So that the knowledge that gives you freedom, liberation, that is knowledge. And actually we need both. We need this and that as well. I'm not ignoring one and supporting others, but both are required so that you can live very peacefully, happy in life. Doing your karma, again now coming back to karma. Following your dharma. So first you have to know dharma and act accordingly, so you will be happy then. And that is yoga. What is yoga? Doing your action based on your dharma is karma and yoga. My action should be based on my dharma. That is yoga. Okay. So what is karma? Karma is understood again. Karma is both the action and the result of the action. So we accumulate karma if we are doing action not based on dharma, means not based on my true nature. And we get rid of the karma if we do action based on my true nature. That is liberating.
And the goal is to get rid of the karma.
Yes. Because we don't know our past, we believe in multiple lives. To understand karma, understand somebody who is born in a very poor family, in a very fighting family, separated family. A child is born, and another child is born at the same time in a very loving family, kind family, well-to-do family. Modern science can explain this? No. They'll say luck. We don't have the concept of luck. Law of karma. What is law of karma? What goes comes back. None can escape that. No one can escape that. So it's my own past karma coming back to me. I harm someone, it comes back to me. Not necessarily that time. If you come at the time it is designed to. When it is proper time, it may be in this life, next life, we don't know. Yes, so these two pillars, as I said, are very important, dharma and karma. If you understand this, then we can really understand yoga in totality, spirituality in totality, and then we can attain the ultimate aim of life, that is moksha, liberation, means getting rid of all our ignorance, sufferings, problems of life. Okay, and yoga is the path that shows us our true nature, like this. And yeah, I think we have covered almost most of the things that queries. Otherwise, this is endless, and this is neither the beginning nor the end. Yoga is neither the beginning nor the end. It's a beautiful journey. We have to continue on this path, and every single step on this journey is beautiful, makes us more healthier, wiser, peaceful. And I'll end with this again. A wise man has said that in life we all get hit by this story of two arrows. So everybody gets hit by two arrows. One arrow hits us, and immediately after that, second arrow hits us. So the first arrow is all the problems, sufferings of life. But we never suffer because of this first arrow. The second arrow that hits immediately after the first arrow, we suffer because of that. What is that? That is the reaction to the first arrow, the sufferings, problems of life. Nobody suffers because of that. How we react to it, we suffer because of that. So yoga takes care of the second arrow. So that is more important.
Well, I think this was great words to end this podcast video. Thank you a lot for your time. I don't want to say it was a pleasure to speak to you, since we learned pleasure, pain. But I learned a lot, and let's continue the journey.
Yes, thank you very much. As I always say, it's a beautiful journey. We'll continue the journey. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Hari Om Tat Sat.